Another question is, you said going out of circle of birth and death, is it not being affected by these states or by fears? Our body is going to die. Can you precise? I read it again. You said going out of circle of birth and death, is it not being affected by these states or by fears? Our body is going to die. Can you precise? So, once again, to go out of the cycle of birth and death, either you have a belief, the belief being that when you die, you will come back again, you will be taking birth again. It goes with the same belief that before taking birth, you were dead. This is an idea. This is a theoretical point of view. There are many in Hinduism, there are many explanations about this death and rebirth, what is called reincarnation. For many of us, we have understood that we die and then we take birth again, and we die and take birth again, and we die and take birth again. It is just only one point of view. There are many others, not many. There are about five or six others, different ways of understanding it. But what we mean in yoga is not this. It is when we feel that when we feel that something is beginning in our life, and when we feel that something is ending in our life. Let's take an example. Something very important for many people is when, as we say, when they fall in love with somebody else. So, when you fall in love with somebody else, immediately there are fears that comes up. Most of the time they come from your past. And there are also projection. You project a future. It's the beginning of something, and we cannot face this beginning. We make project very quickly, or we fear that it might turn bad. Is it possible to stop this? That is, not planning, when there is a beginning, not planning a future. We all know that we will die. But what we know about death is when other people die. Now, the one who knows about death is the one who are still alive. We have no idea of what's going on when somebody dies. We don't know. Death exists for people who are not dead. And it is just an idea. And we have built up theories about it. Now, what is meant by going out of the circle of death and birth, or birth and death, is ending the time. ending the time. I'm not talking about practical time. That is, it's about 55 minutes that we are together. I'm not talking about that time. I'm talking about psychological time. The idea of aging. This is what is included into this definition of unity when going out of the process of birth and death. Is it possible to live a life where there is no psychological time, where there is no project, and where there is no reminders, where there are no regrets? That is where the psychological time is over. This is what is meant by going out of the cycle of birth and death. Because in the same way that a huge percentage of people is not able to remember his birth, in the same way the huge percentage of people is not able to face his death. We don't know what these are. And we today know that birth is a momentum. There have been quite many months before. And the question is, when did you start as a being? And the question could be even deeper. Did you ever start as a being? And we could also ask, did you ever end something in your life? Psychologically, did you ever end something? That means no remembrance, psychological remembrance of the past. Did you ever end something? This is what it is about, ending of psychological time. It is not about these theoretical points of view about, I don't know why we say taking birth and giving death. It is not about taking or giving. It is about what is time? And this definition of yoga is that the state of unity is or occurs when we are out of time, when there is no more time. Theoretically, many people have written about this, making a difference between past, present, and future. What is present? When is present? When is it? Is there a particular momentum of present? Because from this momentum, what was before is the definition of the past. What will come after is the definition of future. Is this an idea or is it a reality? What is immediacy? What is it? What is immediacy? The nature of time. What is the nature of time? And this is what these definitions are about. They say the nature of time is unity. That is, a sensation where there is no more fragmentation, no more differentiation, no more in and out, no more me and you. Nothing that can be defined in time or in space or in identity. This is what it means by going out of the circle of birth and death. And this has a real meaning for us, not theoretical meaning. Theories are just points of view, and we are able to create so many. But there is this possibility of immediacy. In that immediacy, there is completeness, fullness. There is no more fragmentation. The moment time comes back in our psyche, then there is fragmentation again. I was that, and I would love to be as I was, for I would like to be this in the future. This is fragmentation. And we can easily understand that it is very childish to hope being as we thought, as we think we were before. And it's also very childish to think that we will be different in the future. There is no maturity into this. And what was said before, that to have a clear mind is a part of this. We should no more allow ourselves to be immature. Never. Not even for joking. Because it keeps a certain pattern in the mind. And when this pattern goes on and on and on and on, it becomes a conditioning, and it works without our will. It works by itself, and we're kind of slave of the thought, of the beliefs, of the ideas, of the ideals, of the theories. And we don't realize that we are slave of ourselves. It's a very big chance to realize it, because we suddenly realize that there is no master. And we opens up the possibility to be a disciple of the natural movement of life.